A lot of government employees push papers, but we have found one guy who just moves his mouth to make it look like he is, because one patent office employee reportedly perfected pseudo work by programming his computer mouse to look like he was doing work. He wasn't. To the star Spike TV's Bar Rescue on whether maybe he can intervene a government rescue here. John Taffer, help him out. What do you do?
It's unbelievable. To provide this kind of freedom to people without monitoring performance. The fact that you move a mouse around doesn't mean you did anything. You're supposed to output results, Neil.
Now, was the idea being that, okay, it looks to his superiors like he's doing something. I guess they're monitoring his screen or he's doing work from home. But, boy, if they expended that kind of energy to actually do the job, right?
You think if they put that into the work, we'd
yeah.
have a very effective patent office.
How would you treat that guy?
Well, you know, obviously I'd terminate him.
No.
It's theft. It's dishonesty. It's fraud. I'm making you believe one thing while I'm doing another on your dime.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, in its essence, it's as deceitful as it gets. You know, great companies like Google provide wonderful freedoms to employees, but they monitor them every week, Neil. There's meetings. What did you do this week? What are your objectives next week? What is your output? Not your work level, your output.
But when you go into these operations and you have to turn things around in a matter of days, right? You don't have time to bump around. You don't have time for a meeting, right? You've got to boom, boom, boom.
No, and I don't have time for excuses.
Yeah.
And you know, when you read the report, the lack of the report, the hiding of information, it's excuse on top of excuse on top of excuse. There's an excuse why the report isn't good. There's an excuse why the report wasn't good in the first place. Then there's an excuse as to why it happened. It's a series of excuses.
But you know what I love about you, and I'm not blowing you smoke, you seem to have a very good BS meter that you can see through it right away. How? How do you do that?
Well, you know, I guess it's years of being in the businesses that I'm in. I can look in someone's eyes and see it. You know, there's a walk of BS, a talk of BS, a language of BS.
Give me an example.
Well, you know, the fact of the matter is most people blame personal failures on something else. So the leader of the patent office might blame computer technology, might blame furlough programs, freedom programs. The fact of the matter is, if he wakes up in the morning and wants it different, it'll be different. And he chose to have it be the way he is. Reality...
What if you're surrounded by people who are like that? Don't you become like that?
Well, you can't. Did you become that way? The fact of the matter is we have to rise above. We have leaders that we pay substantial dollars to lead.
But they're not doing that.
But, you know, conservative companies are the ones we invest in, are they not? But yet we're trying to run government agencies in liberal ways. Go home. Take your time. Work when you can. Here's the computer. Who the heck would invest in something like that? It makes no sense. We're not running it like a business.
Is this what you're going to be doing on the news show now, or what?
I hope so.
What's the theme of that? Just yell at people?
Yeah, sure. It's worked for me so far. It's worked for me so far.
But again, the whole motif is what? Just
accountability. Accountability. I mean, everybody has an excuse for why something isn't happening. How about owning it? You know, if we own our failure, Neil, we own our successes.
Yeah, but when you get in people's face, I mean, this isn't staged. You really do get in their face.
Oh, I do.
Does it really come to blows?
It comes to pushes sometimes.
Really?
You know, I'm trying to change what people do. I have 5 days to change their lives, typically. So I got to change the way you think, and you're not going to like that. You're going to kick back, you're going to push back, you're going to fight, but I'm relentless. If I don't change the way you think, I'm not going to change what you do. And in many cases...
But can you do so to get so... I've always thought this is, do you get so intimidating, because you're an intimidating guy, that you could put the fear of God in someone and actually make them freeze, freak them out?
I think I do sometimes as a tool. I mean, I'll use aggressiveness as a tool. I'll use pride as a tool. I'll use fear as a tool.
What's your background? What's as a tool. Is the psychology ever come in?
You're going to laugh. I went to college for political science and chose not to go into that business. But I've always had a passion for psychology, human behavior. For example, 70% of people that walk into a mall make a right-hand turn. Why? Those things bother me. And how do we change human behavior?
You need a vacation.
I do.
You need a vacation.
But we can make money if we can get them to make a left.
Make a left. Make a left. John Taffer, he really is. I mean, if you ever see this guy in action, it's scary stuff. I'd love to sick you one day on Washington.
Man. Oh, let's do it.
Oh, my goodness.
Let's go together.
No, I'm too wimpy. I can't do that. I'll shout, but
I'll block for you.
I need my prompter. All right, John Taffer, he is good. Man, God, scary good.